Far Cry is the Uwe Boll mega blockbuster train wreck where he finally answered the question, what would happen if you took Universal Soldier, got rid of Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren, and anything even remotely interesting, but kept this guy you get bored and pissed off? It starts off with a group of mercenaries getting killed by something we can't see. Turns out they're the lucky ones because being slaughtered brutally is so much better than having to sit through 90 more minutes of this piece of shit movie. This is what's-her-name, who's only in the movie because she's really smart. And this is the crazy German scientist behind everything. When he's not ruining chemistry paintings, he's running experiments on Putin, who's fucking jacked, and now bullets bounce right off him. This is exactly why Germany and Russia should not be allowed to be friends.
Let him loose.
No, I cannot do that. He would kill everybody in this room, including me.
Oh, classic Putin. He then breaks free and starts murdering innocent people Steven Seagal style. The general is fucking pissed. The military does not waste money.
No more funding.
And this is unacceptable. Anyways, this guy is that one lady's uncle who's trying to expose all this crazy shit by sending her incriminating pictures of Static and Lumber.
Gorgeous shot of a lumber mill.
This is the star of the movie, Hugo, who's just like Captain Ron, only German and not awesome. She wants him to take her to this top secret, shoot on sight military island
Everyone around here knows to stay well away from me.
to meet her uncle at the very specific location of.
In the woods.
He's either as dumb as she is, or he was just joking and didn't think anyone would ever be that stupid.
Why didn't you want to meet you on the pier?
I don't know.
But who gives a shit? Because we're 30 minutes into the movie and finally made it to the fucking island, so maybe now something can actually happen. After wandering around the woods like an idiot,
Facts?
it turns out it was all a trap. Her uncle set her up, and she's immediately executed as the movie ends. Unfortunately, we're not that lucky, and they decide to take the person trying to expose everything as a prisoner, while also deciding that the guy sleeping in his boat needs to fucking die. This guy doesn't seem to understand how RPGs work and just shoots it straight up into the sky. But God bless him, it somehow fucking works. I don't know if that's awesome or stupid, so I'm gonna play it safe and go with stupid. Speaking of stupid, they send their two dumbest men to go look for him. The first guy doesn't see him right fucking there, and he sneaks up right behind him. Then the second guy somehow misses all of that. But it's not just those two. All the soldiers refuse to even look at him like they're giving him the silent treatment or some shit. Hugo thinks that's pretty jacked up, and he was just minding his own business, relaxing on his boat before you fuckers came and blew it up. So he kills them and steals their car to try and mask the pain. And that's when things get really stupid. This guy unloads on him with roughly 200 rounds and can't even hit the vehicle once. This vehicle knows how stupid everything's about to get and would rather blow itself up than stoop to that level. These guys chase after Hugo, and even though there's plenty of room on either side, they know their geometry and that the shortest path is always a straight line. I swear to God, these people are so fucking dumb. Now the chase is on, and he's having a hard time shooting backwards and without any bullets. So he fixes that shit by flipping the car around and driving backwards. Now that he's not distracted by lame, boring shit like where his car's going, he's free to focus on things that are awesome, like using a handgun to flip cars over. Oh shit, they're coming up on a cliff and are gonna go over unless they can come up with something really stupid really fast. But don't worry, she watches Seagal movies because she hates her father. She's got this covered. She channels her inner stupid, which makes her grab this grappling hook launcher and shoots it into the fucking helicopter that magically appeared out of nowhere and flies them to safety stupidly before it randomly explodes. Then it falls to the water and explodes again. Look, it's an Uwe Boll movie. We have no one to blame but ourselves. So, anyways, they make their way to a random cabin that exists on a military island for some reason and plan their next move.
What do we do now?
Get off this island.
I'm not leaving without finding Max.
Well, f you then. Even though everyone was wearing short sleeves 5 minutes ago, the island experiences a sudden cold snap.
It's cold.
And we learn about some of the weird shit that goes on in the German military.
You know what we used to do in the military?
Fucking Germans, man. The next day, we learn that the night shift crew forgot to pass along to the day shift crew everything that happened last night, which is just like night shift, who's always pulling that shit. And these guys have no idea who this lady is.
Am I seeing this?
After taking out the driver, we then see Hugo do some more German military shit.
Undress.
Then the movie takes an even more bizarre turn and shows us some collective bargaining for better treatment or something.
We compensate you well enough.
And if we're dead, then you won't have to pay us at all. Is that the idea?
And I gotta say, I fucking love how she negotiates.
Any more complaints?
Anyways, they sneak into the base, and since she's such an insufferable bitch,
You better be here when I'm back.
You better be here when I'm back.
he tells her to hide here, right in front of the cameras.
You might want to see this.
So they figure, holy shit, that's convenient, and just go out and grab her. I'm officially rooting for her, but Uwe Boll doesn't give without taking far more in return, so our punishment for having a likable character is this guy.
Ow! Oh, my back!
Who's like Kevin James, but not funny. So just like Kevin James.
Forget this.
He starts choking on a sandwich, which is impressive because he doesn't even have a fucking neck, when Hugo shows up and does some more German military shit. Luckily, this guy interrupts
What are you two doing?
and tells them to knock that shit off.
Who are you?
They're somehow saved when Kevin James's stupidity catches him off guard when he randomly lunges for his sandwich while being held at gunpoint.
Get back.
I hope you like fat and stupid jokes because that's all he's got.
I'm the food guy.
Anyways, determined to find a place their love will be celebrated instead of shamed, they make a break for it. While chasing them down, these guys aim their rifles like fucking nerds, while he just half-asses it left-handed, Seagal style. Which very believably causes these light plastic barrels to fall in the water and fucking explode. Then, just when it looks like all hope is lost because of this small ramp that has no plausible reason for even existing, and they could probably just go around anyways, he does the craziest shit and flies over it to freedom.
Stop the boat!
Never mind, this entire fucking scene was pointless.
You owe me a meatball sandwich.
They're captured, but the audience is the one who's tortured by Kevin James, who won't shut the fuck up.
He was just talking about you, right?
You mind if we sit? I used to do this in dance camp. I wanted to die fast, you know, like by a shark.
Everyone wants you to die as fast as possible. I can't believe I'm actually glad to see her, but here we are. And while he may be a crazy scientist,
You owe me a helicopter.
he still has his manners, so he gives her a tour of the place that includes her uncle, who's a Unisol now.
Let's not go over the top.
Him sitting there, not doing anything, is still 100 times better than this shit.
You ever play I Spy?
Finally, the movie gives us some good news.
What shall I do with them, sir?
Maybe you just kill him.
But those lazy fucks have absolutely zero follow-through and just walk away.
I'm the food guy!
God damn it! Luckily, the uncle's had enough of this shit. And shows up to kill them both so we can all go home. Remember the beginning where they were so fast and powerful, they slaughtered everyone and you couldn't even see them? Well, the movie doesn't, and now they're slow as shit. After squeezing Hugo on the shoulder for a while, he gets bored and just wanders off, which pisses him off.
Kill them!
So he sends Putin and Discount Vin Diesel to rough him up. Look here, motherfuckers. This guy has done undead soldier shit with Lundgren and Van Damme. You're out of your fucking depth. After getting his ass handed to him, Putin grabs the machine gun and goes to town on these bitch windows. Turns out the entire security system depends on those windows, and after shooting them out, all the Unisols are able to escape. And now they're awesome again. Or maybe these soldiers are just terrible. Like this guy shooting the wrong fucking way while not even looking. Putin is afraid he's gonna tell everyone about the embarrassing beating he took, so he abandons everything to try and silence him. But Hugo does some crazy MC Escher shit, which confuses Putin enough to saw him in half. The scientist realizes that he's fucked no matter who wins, so he calls the negotiator to help get him out of there.
I need escort.
Yes, doctor.
And at this point, the movie officially gives zero shits. So the soldiers start killing each other to try and wrap this shit up faster. It's the final showdown, and the negotiator orders these guys to kill Hugo. But the uncle, who must have been taking an ice bath or some shit for the last 15 minutes, shows up and starts killing everyone. So she re-kills him with a shot to the eye. Only he somehow re-undead and kills her before falling over re-dead. Well, that was f***ing stupid, but we're not done yet because the scientist makes it to the boat, only it's not there. Kevin James stole it off screen without any explanation.
Come on, let's go!
And at this point, I really don't give a shit. So now they leave the island having accomplished nothing because the uncle's dead and the soldiers who would have been experimented on are also fucking dead. Also, she can't report the story.
No story can run that compromises national security.
But they're like married now or something. So I guess there's that.